Melbourne, Australia, Earth. For the first time ever, I visited Melbourne and had wanted to for a long time, and what better time to go than during one of the biggest gaming events in all of Australia, PAX Oz, an event held every year around the world, where gamers get to enjoy what's coming soon and even maybe meet some people as part of games, like maybe Commander Shepard himself. Whoa. This will be a video talking about the time I was there on my first PAX and the things I fought, so without further ado, I think it's time that we just get into it and I tell you about my experience of my first PAX Oz. Day one of PAX Oz started with how most conventions start, on a Friday, during a work week, in one of the busiest cities in Australia. I got up early and dressed to impress and went off to the convention centre, getting into a massive line of people that had me waiting in there with my girlfriend who I dragged along to this event for over an hour of waiting. This line was really something insane because why? This had me thinking maybe there's more to PAX than I thought. I mean, Steam was there to announce Steam Decks in Australia and Bethesda was outside advertising Doom the Dark Ages, Indiana Jones and Starfield's Shattered Space. I mean, who isn't excited for Shattered Space? Surely. This meant this was going to be bigger than I expected when it came to a PAX Oz. Spoiler, no. Finally getting in there, I decided best to go to the end of PAX and see what was there, walking past all the cool indie games, a Final Fantasy XIV booth, Sega, but sadly no Like a Dragon Yakuza Pirate in Hawaii, a ton of booths trying to sell PCs and PC accessories, and Ubisoft's booth that was just showing Just Dance, Prince of Persia, Star Wars Outlaws, and the Crew Moto Fest. Weirdly, Assassin's Creed Shadows wasn't there, even though they said they would be. I'm sure they were just hiding it in the back somewhere. Maybe if I asked, they would have it, or maybe if I just walked into the back rooms that they had, I'd find the demo. I'm sure. Wait, what got delayed? I walked to the back of PAX to see board games I didn't really care for and card games that I didn't really care for. A retro area which was pretty cool, Dodgeball sponsored by Red Bull, and the PAX merch line, an area where people were lined up to buy merch specifically revolving around PAX. And the line was already outside of the line, Max, because I don't know why. Of course, this being my first PAX, I thought maybe it's cool merch, but then I saw immediately none of it was grabbing me, and after day one, all of the merch that was over 2XL was immediately sold out the next day, making me think, how does this merch sell out so damn quickly? It was crazy how quick that all went, because I'm gonna tell you guys right now, none of it grabbed me, and yeah, I just truly don't get the appeal, especially for the price tags they had for it. During the day though, there really wasn't much as I did while there. I thought I'd try a little of everything first before going deep into things, but I kind of immediately, and not to sound like a sourpuss, but picked up pretty quickly on what this was really. Just a convention that's really filled with things you can already buy online or at the shops, but with heavier advertising from the companies since they were there. Sure, it was cool to go straight to the source to buy things, but I didn't really care that much. I mean, there was cool stuff of course, but it just wasn't anything to, I don't know, nothing that really grabbed me that I thought, oh wow, this is awesome that this is here in person. I think the only real booth that really grabbed me was King Comics, which was insanely cool to see, mainly just for the comics they had that I'd never seen in person before. They had the Arkham Asylum book collection that, oh wait, the Batman Arkham Saga, my bad. But I really wanted to get that, but the sale price that it was, nah, at least not yet, maybe a few more paydays at work. Keychron's keyboards were also pretty nice. I mean, I wasn't going to buy a keyboard from them, but it was nice feeling. The keyboards did feel nice to click on my fingers. So of course when I saw a lady that was modeling outside the Keychron booth keys that you could get by following them on Instagram, I immediately did, and pretty much spent the rest of the PAX Oz thing just clicking that thing away. And also my girlfriend, who kept trying to take the key from me, but no, I need that for clicking. Fuck off the thing! But that was really it for most of the day. PAX Oz was really just walking around, seeing what was on there and what was really going on, but nothing to really grab my attention for what I was hoping to see. And for anyone wondering about the Doom and Indiana Jones thing that I was talking about earlier, they were just advertising. And if you wanted to, you could, I guess, take a photo with walls that they had there where it was like, oh, a giant poster of Doom and a giant little thing for like Indiana Jones, and you stood there to pose like, wow, that's what you brought all the way down under for these games that people are really excited for? That is so awesome. Aside from that though, there were mainly just 3 more things that I did for the rest of the day while there. I bought some merch, 2 t-shirts from this booth, and I had like a weird interaction with the head of the game there where I said, like, I bought the merch from that person's booth and I was just like, oh hey, I'm a big fan of your games, and they immediately said to me, well, if you're such a big fan, why don't you buy some merch? While I stood there holding the merch I just bought. I mean, I kind of just brushed it off as a joke, but then really thought they sounded really serious saying that, but I don't really know. I don't really know the person very well, but I just moved on from it. I was like, okay, just a weird interaction. I don't really know how to feel about it. After that interaction, we headed to this theater where they were talking about the video game Avowed, which is coming out in February next year. I'm very excited for it. So I thought I'd see what was being shown at this thing and talked about. So I just really wanted to see more of this game. And I thought it was pretty good to see how the game worked smoked and just to see more footage, including some funny glitches from the game in its early days and a bug that they showed where rats were able to open doors. Very funny. And while we were in there for I think about roughly an hour, pretty much for most of the thing, my girlfriend was asleep for most of the show. She fell asleep pretty soon at the start, and as we were sitting there, sitting pretty close to the front and in the middle of the entire thing, I worried that the two people up there would look right at me and I'd have to shake my girlfriend awake before they gave me even more of a stink eye. Thankfully this didn't happen, but the whole time I was just like, please don't look, please don't look, please don't look. My girlfriend did wake up right at the very end when everyone was clapping and saying goodbye to the presenter Hex and Ryan from Obsidian. Thanks for the show, you two. I mean, if anything, I think she had a really great nap and I enjoyed learning more about the game. Soon after that show, we decided to try and meet Pyrocynical, who was there for a meet and greet, and I really don't think it mattered how early I got there. I don't think I ever would have met the guy unless I was there maybe 1 or 2 hours earlier. The line was already 3 lines full of people ready to meet him, and there were PAX enforcers, scary name, getting people squished together to not block pathways. We still decided to get in line, and immediately was announced that the max capacity was met for Pyro, and me and many people who had lined up were just told to leave. So it really wasn't the end of the world for me not to meet Pyrocynical, but it was just like, I'm sure there were a lot of people in that line that were told to leave, and I was just like, god damn it. It was only when I was walking home with my girlfriend that it was kind of just like I was putting 2 and 2 together with the whole thing, where it was like, let me just explain. Pyro's meet and greet was 5 hours long, and the max line capacity was 120 people. Now, I'm not one to conspiracy theory it up or anything, or Sherlock Holmes something, but a 5-hour meet and greet and 120 people for that 5-hour meet and greet doesn't fully add up. Unless the guy was going to meet and chat with everyone for 5 to 10 minutes, then sure, but meet and greets at max, you meet the person for maybe a minute, and maybe it's my caffeine-riddled brain, but I don't know, man, not pointing fingers at Pyro unless he has more power over PAX Oz than I thought he did, but truly I think just those PAX enforcers were just being a bit uptight and enforcery for no real reason. Get him! Like I said, not the end of the world for me to miss out on meeting Pyro, but I really just hoped to see if I could have gotten my custom fan art of an inflated Pyro Fox character signed by him, but oh well, maybe some other time. That did wrap up the day though for PAX Oz Day 1, and overall when it comes to the first day, it was a hit or miss in my opinion. But hey, you know, there's always Day 2. Day 2 fucking sucked, man. We got in later about 11 AM as the crowds didn't matter to me, and this was definitely the day everyone could make it, with people with their kids and babies, and more overfilled than a BDSM slave that was inflated at this PAX Oz event. I really don't have much to say about today, as this was a day that I just went, you know what, let's just go around Melbourne instead, which me and my girlfriend did, and it was just better for it. I don't know if it was the crowd or really just the realization that this was it for PAX, but I didn't want to be there today. Oh wait, there was one big thing that happened while I was at PAX Oz Day 2, and well, let's just say there was a little up-and-coming YouTuber there. You never heard of him? Laserbeam? If you're wondering, did I meet the guy? Well, I think this photo answers that question on how I met my new best friend. Yeah. PAX Day 2 was a great day. At PAX Oz Day 3, 2 weddings occurred at this Cult of the Lamb booth, which, by the way, I didn't bring up, but it was a very sick Cult of the Lamb booth. Very cool for a game that I think is really great. I heard that there'd be 2 weddings that were going on this day, and I just didn't realize who was getting married, as the first people to get married were 2 furries, and then another couple a few hours later. And I was just wondering if, seeing those weddings, I was kind of just like, are these things actually legit or not? I'm unsure, but I mean, if the people that got married know, or if anyone in the comments knows, do let me know, because truly I had no clue. I was just watching it and I was like, is this actually happening? Are these people getting married? Soon after this first marriage though, I met Barjo from Good Game and Twitch. If you know him, I wouldn't be surprised since he's well known in Australia. He's a pretty chill dude, and got a photo with him and then free headphones from the booth he was at. The people there with him were this place called Power A. I really appreciated it. They seemed to think because I was waiting in the line for so long to meet the guy, they just wanted me to have a pair of the headphones, which are pretty decent. So thanks Power A. For further product reviews though, be sure to please DM me here. After meeting Barjo though, soon after this, we discovered this booth right behind where he was, where it was this racing sim thing where you tried to beat the personal best of the day. I think the personal best for that day was 1 minute and 6 seconds, and so of course I decided I could beat that, and well, let's just say I got 117. Other than that though, there wasn't much else that I had to do for the rest of the day at PAX Oz Day 3. I did decide to finally, after walking past it enough times, go into the King Comics booth that they had there, and decided to buy some comics while I was there. I picked up the Last Ronin comic book, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles comic book, and also Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. Haven't read Supergirl yet, but Last of the Ronin I have, and it was fucking amazing and loved it so much. Although, I'm very interested to see how they make that comic book into a video game. Last thing I heard, they were working on that, so TBD, we'll see how that goes. And then after after that, not much else. All the booths to play games didn't really interest me. The lines were full for Ubisoft and Sega games. Final Fantasy XIV was really packed for some reason. I don't really know why, but I was pretty disappointed with the selection there when it came with those games. I mean, I was really interested going in when on day one they had these adverts for games that weren't out yet, but I just didn't care, and that was just really it when it came to the video games while at PAX Oz. Pretty disappointing. Oh wait, I played indie games there. They were fantastic. Lots of games there from Australian indie devs were available there to play, but was able to play them on just Steam as well, thanks to demos and Steam's PAX Oz showcase. Thank you, Gabe, for that. I didn't play every demo while there, but for the games I played, they were great fun. The thing I mainly did was I saw the games there and installed them on Steam if I could, but any I couldn't, I tried to play there if I could, but I'm not gonna lie, pretty much every indie video game was like packed when it came to playing them. I think my two biggest faves though I'm very excited for were Anti-Citizen Red. This was one that really grabbed me. When I immediately sat down, the guy was like, okay, have you ever played Hotline Miami or Max Payne? I went, yeah. He said, okay, well that's pretty much the game. Max Payne meets Hotline Miami. And it is awesome. It's set in this world where Australia is being occupied by a big mega American corporation where you play an ex-cyber soldier named Barnty, and it's just a super fun demo, and I just wished it was longer. It was just so damn fun, but just loved my time with it. The other game I really enjoyed that was way shorter was My Arms Are Longer Now, where you just play a thief who has really long arms and you thief around the place. Specifically in the demo, you thief around this train that's going, and I just loved it. Its silliness and the arm just being so long and curly, it was just gross, but awesome. I think if it reminded me of anything, it kind of reminded me of Thank Goodness You're Here. That weird type of humor that I really enjoyed. In conclusion though, I think if there's anything I learned from my 3 days of PAX Oz and my first PAX in general is don't go in expecting crazy things. I didn't expect crazy things, but as I said, when I was walking into the place and I saw Doom and Indiana Jones, I started frothing at the mouth. But really just go there to enjoy the cool things that aren't the biggest booths there. It took me until day 3 to really open my eyes to things, especially for the indie games, but that's on me. I mean, I should have played these indie games earlier, but for some reason, I don't know why it never came to me that I should play these indie games until day 3. It was just weird of me, and I kind of feel like an asshole for taking that long to finally play some great indies. I really recommend people take note of that though. If you're going into this place, don't expect the craziest things. Have some fun, enjoy the smaller booths. The other booths will always be there, but getting your hands on them PAX indie games is a must, and I highly recommend that part of it. Everything else for PAX, it's up to you. If anything, I would highly recommend going with people if you can, or cosplaying at least, as there were lots of cool cosplay there and lots of cool games to check out from up and coming people that I feel have a great future ahead of themselves in gaming. And like I said, though not every indie game was for me there, I still wish the best of luck for all of these people working their asses off on these games. Would I go again to PAX Oz? Yeah, probably not. For one thing, I don't live in Melbourne, so the costs already were nutty enough to get there. I'd only go again if I was like really certain there'd be stuff there I'd want to see, or somehow, very somehow thinly, I got invited by PAX to go there. I don't know how or why I'd be invited, but that would get me back there. But yeah, that's my quickish sort of thoughts on my first time at PAX Oz. If you reached the end of the video, thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Have you been to PAX before? Let me know, and if you enjoyed this, be sure to like and even subscribe for new videos real soon. As always though, thank you for watching everyone, and also as always, it's appreciated.